Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, with another Global Real Estate School podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining. My name is John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, and you are on another episode of our live streaming broadcast. So we're going to go right into our session, but before we go into the session, I want to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love for you to subscribe. We're growing our subscriber list. I'm trying to do a lot of live streaming for you to help you pass the real estate exam on the very first attempt. Of course, you can search for Global Real Estate School. Well, getting right into today's live stream is a question I want to ask you and see how well you may know the material. Which of the following interests are held by Bob Smith, who is granted a lifetime use of a property that will be transferred to Mary Davis, a third party, upon the death of the lifetime user? Is it a life estate, a reversionary estate, a remainder estate, or a tenancy for years? Well, those of you who are students of Global Real Estate School hear me tell you all the time through our online real estate courses to read the questions how many times? 2 to 3 times, preferably 3, but a minimum of 2 times. So when you reread this question, they really want to know which of the following interest. And so is it interest A, interest B, interest C, or interest D? So which of those following interests are held by Bob Smith? Now, as we read this question on, we see that Bob is granted a lifetime use of a property. What is a lifetime use of a property? Well, it's the right to use the property for your lifetime. Now, the answer, if we go back to that, is, well, it's answer A, a life estate. Why is it a life estate? Well, you need to understand that with a life estate, there are several key players. First of all, you have the grantor, the creator of the life estate. Now, if I granted you a life estate, I'm the grantor, I'm the creator of the life estate, and you, in this example, you'd be Bob Smith. So what kind of interest do you have? You have what is called a life estate, and that life estate is a lifetime use of the property to do whatever you want to with it. You could sell it, you could take a loan out on it, you could rent it, you could even give it to someone else. But when you die in this simple life estate situation, the property is going to revert either to, and in this specific situation, it's going to go to Mary Davis because she's a third party, and upon the death of the lifetime user, remember that's you, upon the death of the lifetime user, the owner of the life estate, the property will go to Mary, and Mary is called a remainderman. Now, if there's no remainderman listed, the property would just revert back to me, the grantor, the creator of the life estate, upon your death. Okay, that's just a simple life estate. But if it's going to a third party, such as Mary in this case, we would call Mary the remainderman. Okay? Sometimes you could get into a question that would say, which of the following interests are held by Bob Smith, who is granted a lifetime use of a property that will be transferred to Mary Davis, a third party, upon the death of And they could have another person's name and use the words paratreve or paratreve, however you want to pronounce that. They took phonics out of school when I was a kid, but that's based on the life of another. Anytime you see paratreve, based on the life of another. So just remember, you have a remainderman. In this case, Mary Davis. That's the third party who gets the property when the life tenant dies. You have the grantor, the creator of the life estate. That's who granted or created this whole life estate. And then you have the lifetime user, or the life tenant, who is the owner of the life estate. So again, in normal situations, the life estate is only in place, as in this question here, for the duration of the lifetime user, or the life tenant, or the owner of the life estate, Bob Smith. But you could have a situation where it is based on someone else's life. And if that's the case, it's paratreve, and it's just based on the life of another. When that person dies, then it would go to the remainderman, okay? And, you know, a lot of times life estates were used for estate planning. And so people will write me, a lot of my students, and say, why would somebody sell a life estate, or why would someone purchase that? And the answer is, well, you can sell it. You can do whatever you want to with it. But when the life tenant dies, it's going to revert back to the grantor or go to a third party, such as our question here, which was Mary Davis. And then you could have situations where I could grant you a life estate and base it on my wife's life, and when she dies, I'd like for the life estate to come back to me. Okay? That's my dog, Lucy, if you heard her in the background, just saying, good job. I knew all of you got that question right. And she's also probably saying, don't forget, check out globalrealestateschool.com. We have some great flashcards that can help you pass the real estate exam on the very first attempt. We also have some wonderful exam prep materials. I forgot about it. My Real Estate Exam Coach. Check that out. It works in all 50 states. And of course, we have courses that are approved for pre-license in a number of states. You can check all of that out at globalrealestateschool.com. But more importantly, you've got to be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So do that today, okay? We would love to have you as a subscriber. Well, as always, I want to say thank you so much for listening to and watching, because I'm streaming this on YouTube as well as posting it on our podcast. So whether you're listening or watching, thank you so much. We appreciate your faithfulness and your support. And as always, go out and make it a great day. Thank you for listening to the podcast for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield, the Real Estate Tech Guy. Go out and make it a great day.